All right, it's another episode of the Pin High Podcast presented by Golficity. This week we'll be talking about Daniel Berger's win at Pebble Beach. Another strong week from our guy Jordan Spieth. And we'll also preview the Genesis, as always, with DFS and some gambling picks. So let's get into it. Okay, so Daniel Berger won, but I feel like the main storyline lies, at least for me, with Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, so another lead going into the
54
final
hole lead.
round. Yeah. And he didn't really take it on Sunday again. It's 2 weeks in a row now.
Because the problem during this streak for Jordan where he wasn't playing well at one point was that he actually would play well on Thursday and Friday, and then the weekend he'd fall apart. I wouldn't say the past 2 weekends he's fallen apart on the weekend. Obviously, last Saturday he shot 10 under, but this weekend he shot 1 under on Saturday, Sunday combined, I think.
Yeah, I think it's close to. He's very close to getting, like, even though I feel like he hasn't finished on Sundays. I think he's like 1 under, maybe like even par in total in Sunday rounds.
But even in those rounds, he looks so much better.
Yeah, he does. And there's so many putts we're watching. You're like, all right, he can make this. Like, he has a chance to make this, and he just doesn't. And like it's that close. And like
he's so close to breaking through. Yeah, and I don't know if this is. I honestly couldn't tell you like what he'll do this week. I feel he had like a decent finish here last year. If I remember correctly, he was, or not, like, he made the cut. He was T59, but like
I'm not expecting him to do too much. I think I'll make the cut. Like, we have our cut prediction every week.
Yeah,
but I think he'll make the cut. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he was competing, but at the same time, I'm not really expecting for him to compete. I feel like this is a different golf course that he's playing this week compared to the last 2 weeks for sure.
Yes. I mean, he goes through stretches as well, right? I mean,
he does.
There was times where he couldn't buy a shot in the fairway, like, again, which whatever, he still played all right. I think he was 2 under in the final round, but like every once in a while he's gonna get wild, and that's just always been the way he's played. So
I think what you want to see from Jordan this week is just another, solid. I would be like super happy with like a T23.
I was gonna say a top 20. I'd be very, very happy with that. I'd be very, very happy, and be very promising for. Means he can play well at other courses, but that require length and not just courses that he's played well at before or he's won at before.
Right. He's on his way back. I don't think he doesn't have his A game yet, but
no, he doesn't. But I think
I would say he has like his B game
he's
right
close.
now.
Yeah, he's
and
close.
Like once he gets his A game, you might want to watch out. So.
I think B game's a good word for it, honestly.
I would be curious to see what his like driving accuracy was when he was really good. Was it like, I don't know, because last week he was, I think 2 weeks ago, he was 42% with driving accuracy. And this week, I remember like sometime during the final round, it showed that he was 52%. I don't know what he ended up at, but that's like, that's an upgrade, but 52% is still awful.
2015, he was 62% driving accuracy.
See, that's like just so much better. That's still not, I feel like
it's still not good.
But like if you look at his stats across the board, he was still 15th in strokes gained off the tee, 11th in approach, 7th around the green, 9th in putting.
15th in strokes gained off the tee?
Yeah, and
that's kind of wild.
2nd strokes gained total.
See, that's the thing though, from yesterday's round at least. If he had hit a fairway, he would have been putting the ball so close. He was putting it in just the most awful spots in the rough and the most awful angles, and was still somehow putting it to like 20 feet. And
I know.
So last week he finished 37th in strokes gained off the tee, but 10th in strokes gained approach. His putting really wasn't that great last week. 42nd in strokes gained putting.
Even his last year of like winning in 2017, he was 2nd in strokes gained approach, 2nd strokes gained tee to green, 2nd strokes gained total. just 44th off the tee.
His approach
which
this weekend was unreal, definitely.
Yeah, I know his approach I think has never been a problem, obviously, but
I mean, you got to give credit to Daniel Berger. I mean, he went out there and he went 7 under in the final round. I think
he played great.
He had 4 eagles in 3 rounds at Pebble Beach, which is just incredible. Yeah.
Even if Spieth had like put together, like Spieth said it like during his post-round interview with Amanda, he was like, I mean, Daniel still went out there and was 7 under. Like on the day, like I would have had to have played very, very well. Like
eagled the final hole, like that just put
that just capped it off. Like
when he hit that shot, I was watching, and it was obviously Valentine's Day yesterday. So I was watching with my girlfriend, and he hit that final shot, and I turned it off. I'm like, all right, we can watch something else now, because I know he's going to 2-putt for par or two putt for birdie at least. And
unreal approach shot. That 3-wood.
That approach shot was unreal, but. As soon as he hit that shot, I'm like, okay, like he won. Like I was happy for him. I like Daniel Berger. I have nothing against him at all.
I think this a rules stickler. I've realized
he is.
So you remember when you remember that picture of him, like standing watching like Patrick Reed do something, and everybody was like thought it was like funny, but like he was like making sure Patrick Reed didn't cheat.
Yeah.
On the first hole on Sunday, Russell Knox got like a penalty because, he like put his club behind his ball. And like the ball moved. He didn't hit the ball, but like it moved. So it was just 1-stroke penalty. And at first they didn't give a penalty to him, like the rules official. And Daniel Berger was like kind of like mad about it apparently. But then they eventually gave it to him. But I was like, interesting. Daniel Berger's kind of like a big rules guy.
Rules guy, huh?
We see him. I thought it was hilarious when he hit that bunker shot in, I think 16 or something.
He fell backwards.
Then came back to him. He's just his feet up in the air. Like that was really funny.
But just some more news to go after is the rangefinders. This came out literally how long after we recorded? Like
a couple hours. I got out 12 hours or so
last week. Yeah. So it's old news compared to like the golf world. But this is just like a head scratching thing, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't mind them testing it out, but you're testing it out at a major. Like,
yeah,
if they went to like a random tournament and they're just like even the Genesis this week, even though it's a big tournament, if they went to the Genesis this week and they're like, okay, we're gonna test out like rangefinders and see like how the pace of play moves and stuff like that, I'd be like, all right, I'm in for that. But you're doing it at the PGA Championship. Like that's the first time that they're ever going to be using rangefinders in like a real event, and it's the PGA Championship.
Me and my roommate always make fun of like when Jordan was like playing bad or something. We were always like, oh, Michael Greller's just getting these distances wrong. Like, we were just like messing with Michael Greller. It's like, I don't know. Is like, are we going to see like are we going to see like a big difference in someone who might not have like a great caddy comparatively? Or I feel like that just like base knowledge for all caddies? Like, how to
I think all caddies on tour.
I feel like if you're on tour and you have a caddy, like your caddy like has to do well. Like he has to be a good caddy pretty much.
Yeah.
But also like at the same, like I saw something on Twitter was like, it's not going to make much of a difference. It's not like you're like giving them like they already know the exact numbers pretty much. Like anyway, like you hear them talking like even like yesterday, it was like, okay, like it's 129 to carry this. Like they know the number to carry the bunker if it's even without a rangefinder.
I mean, I'm just curious.
Play. Like,
I'm curious how that affects it. Like, I wonder if do you think the rounds are going to be quicker? I don't think so, because I think they're still going to be like debating, oh, what club do I hit here? You know what I mean?
And a major, it's not going to be quicker at all.
I don't think it's going to make it any quicker. And then you're going to have guys like Bryson, who his caddy's going to be rangefindering like everything, anywhere. So
that's going to be so.
It's just going to be all over the place. Like, he's going to be like, how far to this? How far to this? How far to this?
Then what's like the point of like the only point of preparation is like knowing what the green's doing, know where to hit the ball off the tee. Like there's like I like the whole preparation where everyone has to kind of like figure out for themselves like who prepares the best, and like figure out for themselves like what number to hit, like what club to hit, how to affect it. And I don't know, I think the rangefinder kind of takes away a lot of preparation in my opinion.
I mean, if you're in the rangefinder business right now, I mean that's going to be
heavy. Yeah.
But here's like the main, I feel like, conclusion from it. It's just like, as a viewer, this isn't really going to change much. Like, I don't think, unless it drastically speeds it up, which as we just said, we don't think it will. I don't think anyone will really even notice. Like, you'll literally just be seeing the caddy rangefinder for 1 second, and then the same thing will happen. So
yes, true. I agree. I also agree with that.
Let's move in to our Monday hypothetical. So, Jeek, you put this up on the Instagram. It was pretty much, I saw this with on overtime, maybe with basketball, a free throw,
so pretty much
stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty much you get the money if you make a putt, and each putt is from a different distance and stuff like that. And pretty much just asking which putt are you going to attempt. So you have a 5-footer. If you make the 5-footer, you get 10K. You have a 20-footer. If you make the 20-footer, you get 50K. 50-footer for 100K, and then 80 feet for 500K. Which one are you going to attempt?
I think this is. I mean, it's easy in my opinion.
It's a no doubter that you just go with the 5-footer.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things. It's well, am I going to miss all of them? Maybe. If I'm going to miss all
I could easily miss a 5-footer.
Maybe I just go for the 80-footer, but I don't think the odds
if it's dead straight. If it's dead straight, you think
80
about
feet's almost the record.
You think about the 20-footer if it's dead straight. But I feel like if it's dead straight, then the 5-footer really should be I know our putting strokes aren't
I think I would miss the 5-footer.
But
no, but it's the 50-footer. The odds of you making that are so slim.
That's just only more money.
It's only 100. It's only 100,000. But then you go to 80 feet. It's you have absolutely zero chance of making an 80-foot putt, and it's just.
Right.
For 5 feet for 10K, I think it's very easy.
I think I would attempt it. I think I would attempt the 20-footer, just because I might miss the 5.
If this is legitimately put in front of you right this second,
I don't know. I think
how does $10,000 sound to a college student right now, G?
Oh, amazing.
I understand a college student, but I feel down the road, if you're not a college student like we are,
still, 10K is still a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but I'm saying
if 30 and saying, give me the 20-footer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I could see it. But now,
I'm kind of thinking not about the money right now.
We're seniors in college. I have 10K, right? If I can get 10K for making a 5-foot putt right now, I will take it.
Because I'll take that 20-foot putter and a putt 50K or whatever, and then put in the most unreal simulator in my house if I make it. It's just one of those things.
That's also true. You can do that with 10K, can't you?
Yeah,
I guess.
So let's move into who's hot, who's not. Got it right this week. Last week I said who's not, who's not. I mean, obviously, hot is Jordan Spieth. Who else would you even put in the conversation for being the hottest player on tour right this second?
I mean,
past nobody.
You always got to say
weeks,
Xander,
nobody.
but Xander didn't play last week.
Exactly. Right this second, yeah, Jordan Spieth, the hottest player on tour. At least on Thursday and Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
And Saturday.
One Saturday.
Yeah, one Saturday out of the two. So yeah, but the more who's not, I mean, this week, Ricky he played awful. I had Jordan Spieth over Ricky in 2 matchup bets 2 days in a row, first round and second round. Easiest money I've ever made.
So that's cut in back-to-back events. And he even got cut at the waste management, and Ricky's usually pretty good at the waste management. That's his tournament. Got cut there. The Farmers Insurance, he was
awful at putting right now. It's the putter.
I mean, he really only had one good start this year, and that was at the American Express, and that is just about it. Ricky's now down to number 21st.
Okay.
Ricky's now down to number 66 in the world golf rankings, which if you said that to me, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe I would have been Ricky's down to number 66.
What's Spieth at?
Crazy. I think he's 58 or something.
He's jumped 40 spots.
Yeah. Spieth's jumping up the FedEx Cup list too.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Where's in the Ryder Cup list now?
Probably not close yet, or maybe closer.
Maybe closer. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Henrik Norlander, I'm pretty sure had another good finish this week. I feel like
he did.
Who did we say was not hot last week? Because
Cameron Champ, or was it 2 weeks ago?
Oh, right, and he doesn't played yet. Okay,
and then, but like 2 weeks ago we said Brooks Koepka and he won. And Norlander before that, and he's been playing pretty well.
Yeah. So I mean, watch out for Ricky this week at the Genesis, I guess. I mean,
that's why it's like he kind of the same, like Jordan Spieth, kind of, obviously not the majors, but like the same fall. Like everyone loved him, and now he's just a well-known guy who's just not playing. That hasn't played that well for a couple of years now, probably.
Yeah, it's not even really fun to watch him anymore.
No, it's not. He has the outfits though, which everyone loves. The outfits,
that light blue jumper on Thursday. I liked it actually.
I think I read something. I was like, if you're gonna wear that, you have to play well, and he like just didn't play well at all.
Yeah, he's literally looking like a Smurf out there.
Yeah.
So let's move into the stat of the week.
All right, so stat of the week. There's a couple here that I have that I saw. Nate Lashley. I don't know if you guys are watching him closely, but he was at the lead going into 16. Gets onto 16 and he 4-putted from 13 feet. Now the crazy part about that 4-putt is during the week he was leading the field in strokes gained putting. Like the entire week, strokes gained putting, it was on fire with the putter, and he still 4-putts from within 13 feet on one hole.
That was tough to watch.
I don't think I've ever seen someone so mad after.
Yeah, he kept like flipping his club and then he like hit the ground.
Yeah,
and I was like,
both times I was like
about to punch a man right now.
I mean, I understand he was very, very upset. Like I understand why he's lost that.
He just gave away the tournament.
So much money. Yeah. So much money, but still, like it was tough to watch for sure.
He like flipped his club up in the air. I'm like, dude, you're either gonna like accidentally like bump your hand and get like a nice little bruise that kind of will hurt for a day, or like you'll just drop it on the green and like damage the green.
When he slammed the club down, I thought he was
going to damage the green.
He definitely damaged the green. He was looking back at it and like deciding whether to go fix it or not, and then he was like, nah.
Just like no one behind him anyway.
He was so mad. Yeah, there was nobody behind him. So. I'm sure a grounds crew member had fun doing that.
Yeah.
The second stat of the week, there's 2 this week. I saw this somewhere. So every green on the front 9 at Pebble Beach, if you like put them together, they fit on the 18th green at the old course in St. Andrews.
I did see that. That's
every
hard to believe.
Green on the front 9.
See, some of those greens think that goes to show how big the 18th green is at the old course. I mean, not even as much as just how small the greens are at Pebble.
The 8th hole at Pebble was like the green is so tiny.
The whole week I was just fantasizing of playing here, playing at Pebble and just getting destroyed. The 8th hole looks so like me and my roommate was watching it, like we would just get absolutely annihilated by this approach shot.
The 8th hole,
I think I'd hit the fairway.
Over the abyss. I
think I'd hit the fairway, but then
the fairway is big, and then like the 107-yard, 200-yard shot like over the abyss, like it's
no thank you.
It's crazy.
What was it? Was it the 10th hole this week where they used the far right tee box?
Yeah, I saw that
so
too.
you had to hit like over the beach.
Where
that was cool. People were.
Imagine there's no fans and you're just like on the beach. You're just like, well, granted, it's probably really cold. It probably was really cold.
No, it was cold. But there's a lot of people on the beach.
There were. But I mean, if I had the opportunity, I'd go to the beach and just sit underneath the 10th hole and just watch players like hit tee shots. That'd be awesome.
They don't usually
Great way
use
to spend your day.
They don't usually use that tee box, but they
don't.
They used it this week, and that was an interesting tee box.
I like
had
that.
To make a choice.
Cool.
There's a lot of people laying up off that tee. So
Jordan did not lay up, and he actually birdied that hole. Finally hit a fairway. Just goes to show what he can do.
Surprised he didn't hit in the water.
Yeah. So let's get into skins and the course preview and everything. But first, a little message from our friends over at Roback. So you probably noticed us wearing some new Roback merch over the past few episodes, whether it was the hat both me and Jake are wearing right now. Trevor has one as well. A pullover or a collared shirt. We're partnering with Roback in 2021, and we couldn't be more excited. So head to the link in our bio, add the Roback merch you want, and you'll get 15% off just by using the link. So enjoy and crave activity.
All right, so the course preview this week, we're at the Genesis Open Riviera, par 71. Just a couple of things about Riviera. They have 2 of the shortest par 5s on tour, so look for someone to take advantage of that. But they do have 7 par 4s over 450, so long iron play is still going to be important.
They got that nice short par 4 though, one of the best in the
the 10th
game.
Mini.
It's on our Pin High golf course, I believe.
Yes. And then Riviera is a pretty good course for lefties. Lefties usually fare well at Riviera, which is an interesting stat. And short game's going to be a big factor this week. There's pretty narrow fairways as well. And since 2011, Riviera is ranked as one of the toughest courses putting from 3 to 5 feet is an interesting length here at Riviera. The greens are pretty tough. Just looking at important stats this week, ball striking is going to be very important this week with those narrow fairways. And also look at driving distance gained. I think driving distance will play pretty well at this course. If you're not going to be in the fairway, you might as well hit it as far as you possibly can. Like I said, those par 4s, 450 to 500 yards, there's 7 of them. And then strokes gained around the green. And then just some previous winners, Adam Scott, JB Holmes, Bubba Watson won twice, DJ in 2017. So some pretty good winners here. All right, so coming up next, we have a brand new segment. It's called Picks of the Week, and we're bringing back on our favorite guest, BeatinTheBookie. Every week, BeatinTheBookie is going to come on and give some free plays, and we're super excited. So let's get into that segment right now with BeatinTheBookie.
Hey guys, it's BeatinTheBookie here. Happy to be back on the Pin High podcast. This week, I'm going to give you guys a few free plays for the Genesis Invitational. The first free play we'll be going with is Dustin Johnson to win the tournament at plus 550. Yeah, he is the chalk. He is the favorite, but he is also the most dominant golfer in the world. In my opinion, he's having the best run in the PGA since Tiger Woods in his heyday. It is the most dominant run I have seen since Tiger. He is coming off an impressive victory in Saudi Arabia. He also has 6 top 10 finishes here in his last 7 appearances. He won this tournament in 2017, so I think DJ has what it takes to get the victory here. So 1 unit wins 5.5 for DJ. The second free play I'll be giving is Abraham Answer to finish in the top 20 at plus 250. So 1 unit wins 2.5. Answer is a guy, if his putter is on, he can easily finish in the top 10. So I like the value at top 20 at plus 250 for Abraham Answer. The third play I'm giving out is available at most sports books. It is an exacta finish, all right? I am taking Dustin Johnson to finish first, Jon Rahm to finish second. This pays plus 7,000, so 70 to 1. I am betting a half of a unit on this. A half unit wins 35 units, all right? It's a great value bet, and you don't want to regret it because those 2 guys are playing better than everybody else right now. So to sum it up, I'm taking Dustin Johnson plus 550 to win for 1 unit. I'm taking Abe Answer, top 20 finish, plus 250 for 1 unit. And I'm putting a half of a unit on Dustin Johnson to finish first and Jon Rahm to finish second, exact order finish, or an exacta. It wins 35 units. Those are the 3 plays I will be playing this weekend. In addition, I will have a PGA package available on site for the Riviera. We're just kicking off the season here, and I'm looking forward to getting into it. So those are my 3 free plays. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will talk to you guys next week.
I mean, just right off the bat, I guess we can talk about DJ plus 550. I don't get it.
It's just such a run.
I do get it. But like, come on, that's crazy.
I mean, he won in his last start in the European tour as well. So like,
his field is so stacked though. Last week he was plus 400 and it was like okay, it was like an average field.
I mean, I personally wouldn't bet on plus 550 ever, but I mean, it's hard to go against Dustin Johnson right now. But you said who's the hottest player on tour right now besides Jordan Spieth? It's just Dustin Johnson. He wins like every other tournament.
You would think like, okay, if he's plus 550, like, you're right, the field should be not good. But there's Rahm, Rory, JT, Xander, Cantlay, Bryson,
Finau,
like Koepka is playing better. Spieth is playing better. Morikawa, Hovland, like everyone, like
stacked field.
Pretty much everyone's playing in this tournament.
Fantastic field. That's just like right off the bat, like one of the best fields we've seen in a while.
Time. Yeah.
Because like Century, sure, but like not everybody was champions, and it's like a smaller field. This is just a jam-packed field. Like everybody's playing. And
a great tournament. Sad to see Tiger's not here, but
I do think Rory would be. I think he'd be worth a flyer if you're a guy who likes to bet on Rory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm personally not
playing a lot better.
But he was
recently.
T5 here last year, and he's like has a cut streak going right now. He finished off pretty well at the Waste Management. Wouldn't be a bad week to go with him.
Mm-hmm.
But on that note, let's move into our DraftKings picks. I feel like I usually don't go first, so I'm going to go first this time.
Okay.
I'm going to go with is more of a mid pick for my high mid pick. It's Carlos Ortiz at 7,800. Love Carlos Ortiz this week. He's playing so well right now. A couple good finishes past few rounds or past few tournaments. T26 last year. Pretty solid start, especially considering how much he's grown in the past year. And I looked into those to the short putts. I don't know if you mentioned that in the course preview, Jeek, but like there's like a lot of missed 3-footers or 5-footers?
Like 3 to 5 feet.
Yeah, so 3 feet and under, he's 100% this year, which is first on tour. And then like from 4 and 5 feet, he was like also like very good, like in the 90s. So I don't know. He's obviously just really good off the tee, and his around the green stats are good as well. So I like him.
Yeah, I think 7-8 is a good number.
Very good number for him.
I mean, I guess the field's pretty stacked. I think you would see his number a little bit higher if it was
you would
worse field, but I like that.
All right, so I'll go next on mine. I'll go my first pick, Max Homa, 8,200. He's kind of a hometown boy. He's from LA. He's obviously a huge Dodgers fan, everything like that. But he's finished T7 last week at Pebble. Finally got his irons figured out, and he's been playing pretty well since the new year, pretty much. I don't think he's missed a cut since December. He was T5 here last year too, so he knows the course pretty well, obviously. So I think he's like, I heard something last week. He said like he's finally figuring his irons out, and you need your irons and short game to do well here. So I think he's got a good chance to play pretty well.
All right. And then my first pick, I think I was a week off of this. So I went with James Hahn last week and he got cut. But I think James Hahn actually is really good for this course. He's 7,500. He's a past winner here, I think 2015, T13 2020, T14 2018, didn't play in 2019. Has shown good form up until last week. I just think this is a course that fits him pretty well. I think he could play pretty well here, and I'm just going to go with it at 7,500.
I love him. I saw him on a graphic on CBS on Sunday, and it was like he's one of the like better course horses here, probably.
That's why that's the only reason it's like a bit of a like interesting pick, because I feel like a lot of the public might have him just because he was shown on CBS as like one of like the best FanDuel guys to have.
Right, which whatever. I didn't even see that. I just kind of was doing the stats.
Exactly.
And honestly, I picked them last week, and the sloppy seconds usually works out well. I'm always a week off of my guys. I feel like I pick a guy, they play okay, and then they play sick the next week. And Bhatia played really well in the first round, but he didn't really do anything in the last
18
rounds.
18 greens.
T30 for someone who was 6,800 though, you'll take it.
Yeah, I was looking for better though. He was like second in the first round, but that was a good pick. But my low pick this week, I'm gonna go with Brendan Todd, 7,100. Now I said driving distance was gonna be a thing this week, but if someone could kind of overcome that, it's Brendan Todd. He hits the fairways. He's made 5 straight cuts, so he's trending upward. And Riviera, obviously big for accuracy and short game, and those are like Brendan Todd's 2 biggest strengths. So at 7,100, Brendan Todd, 5 straight cuts, kind of like that.
I was looking at him too. I like that pick.
Mm-hmm. I'll go with Siwoo Kim. He's won recently in California out at the American Express, but he's eighth in strokes gained around the green, so he's loves being around the greens. Really good at that. 23rd strokes gained tee to green. Came in 3rd here in 2019. Obviously, just won recently. So 7,700, I feel like for a good field, I feel like is a good chance to. I think he'll pretty much lock to make the cut. I think he'll do fairly well this week just because of his stats, especially around the green. I feel like if you have a guy here who can get up and down consistently, like he can, then you'll do pretty well.
Yeah, he's playing pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then my last one, He's also 7,100 like Brendan Todd. In my actual lineup this week, I was really in between these two. But then when I got to the doc, you had Brendan Todd, so I was like, well, I might as well go with him on the pod. Kyung Hoon Lee, I think he's somewhat undervalued like Brendan Todd, even though it's a stacked field. But he had a really good week at the Waste Management before withdrawing last week. And he actually I was surprised to see that he had a T13 here last year. I didn't know that. But yeah, that was something that I looked into, and as well as that, he's really, really good around the greens, and I feel like that was a stat that Cheek liked this week. So our course preview correspondent.
I will say, Korean golfers right now, there's someone in the hunt every week with the Koreans. I feel
Korean golf is maybe the who's hot of the week.
That's true.
Korean golf is on fire right now. I will say that the CJ hat that they wear, it must be a lucky charm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move into bets. So the skin standings still 3-0-0 in
all won our bets last week.
Favor of Trev. We all won our bets.
And I told you. Scare last week though. Trev almost got a win, and Cantley started off really hot first round too. Both of you almost got a win last week.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. I told you that Kevin Streelman was the absolute mortal lock of the century to come top 40. My guy was almost in contention at the end, and he finished at solo 13.
Yeah,
I had him top 20 on my book because I couldn't get him at top 40.
Sean, honestly started calling this tournament the Kevin Streelman tournament, just so we know next year we're gonna know all right, all of our picks are Kevin Streelman related.
He always wins the Pro-Am too with what's his name, Larry Fitzgerald.
That's how he always plays with us. No wonder.
What did I have? I had Paul Casey, top English/Irish player, and he low key finished 5th.
Yeah,
and I don't think he didn't get a lot of airtime this week. So
he got a good amount of airtime. I was watching pretty much all week. He got a lot of airtime. And then one thing, just a little dating back to DraftKings that I want to point out, my Pat Perez at 7,100 pick was actually kind of low key good. He finished T26.
T26, yeah,
pretty good. So yeah, who wants to start for their winner and best bet?
I'll go first. So we were talking about this the other day, you're like, oh, Bryson's playing this week. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I've really ever picked Bryson in one of these. And
you said you wouldn't.
I probably won't. And then I was like, well, I looked into the stats, obviously the driving distance. And then I looked into just his previous finishes, and he's just been so good recently. He hasn't finished outside the top 20 in a little bit. So it's kind of hard to ignore that. And also he's just 18th in strokes gained around the green, and then 10th in strokes gained approach,
and first in all the driving stats.
First and off the tee, and then also putting is really good too. So if you put together the putting, the driving, the approach, this is
around the greens,
I mean, she just got them all. And then obviously I mentioned before, we have some of the shorter par 5s on tour, 2 of them, and then that mini par 4, the 10th. Which, I mean, Bryson's going to go after that. So I'm expecting a couple eagles from him this week.
I took him in my bets article, and I just didn't only take him in this because you already had him. 1,700 is good value.
That was the next thing I was going to say.
Great value. For Bryson?
Because DJ's up there at 550. You see Bryson at 1,700, and that's mouth-watering. That's crazy. So I had to take it. I saw it, and I was like, I just have to do this.
I think I'm actually going to take this week, myself.
Yeah. And then my best bet, I kind of like the top 40 runs.
The top 40 ones are nice. They're always
top 40 ones are pretty nice. So I was looking for
40s.
Yeah. I was looking for somebody to target in that with the right odds. And I was looking around. I saw, what was it, Max Homa. I saw who else did I see? Scotty Scheffler was just at 150. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with Woz Outdoors. Top 40. He's minus 125. He has 6 top 20s and 9 starts this season. So that's not even top 40, top 20. Wasn't fantastic last week, but he had a T17 and then a T7 the 2 weeks before. He's been one of the best ball strikers on tour this year. And I think top 40 is pretty much just asking him to play even par to 2 under golf for the entire week. If he ends the tournament at 2 under, he'll be top 40.
for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Just gotta make the cut and like do a little bit better than the rest of like the other like 20 players that are in the cut.
I don't know. He's been pretty hot recently, so I'll go with that. Pebble Beach, of course.
Great.
For me, I think that the second guy with not necessarily like who I think is like has the second best like odds to win, but like Collin Morikawa at 33-1, I think is the second best odds that you like, second best value you can get. Because 33-1 on a guy like Collin Morikawa, where he like, obviously elite ball striker, maybe the best on tour, other than Justin Thomas. I've said like a million times, but I don't know. I feel like that's just great odds for him, and his putting, like in the past year, has improved a lot. So I think it's pretty good odds for him to win. My best bet is the same as what I did in my bets article. I'm 5-0 the last 5 weeks. Carlos Ortiz top 40 -110. Same reasons I said as earlier. He's my guy this week.
Okay, I like it.
Ortiz is. I mean, yeah, it's another one of those like easy locks. I'll go with Joaquin Niemann plus 5,500 to win the tournament. Hasn't played in a month, but still, hasn't missed a cut in this whole season. Actually, I don't think. And his stats are ridiculous. He's 11th in strokes gained off the tee, 9 strokes gained tee to green, 6 strokes gained total, and he's playing like probably and definitely the best golf of his career. And it was arguably the hottest player on tour before he stopped playing for a couple weeks.
Like we say that every week about somebody. Like you always pick somebody, and you're like, he's arguably the hottest player on tour.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's a lot of arguable players. A lot of guys are playing good golf. There's 136.
I'm a big form guy. I got to pick the guy who's playing the best. And then going off that, my best bet is Niemann top 40 at -150. I think that's
we're all in the
crazy,
top 40
crazy
game this
value.
week.
Top 40s. Literally, there's
so
always some guy who's like we think is going to do great, and they're like plus like 110 or like
as long as like if they make the cut, they usually finish top 40.
Yeah, and like
it's usually a guy that's not going to miss the cut. So.
And a guy like you said, Zalatoris is playing great. Ortiz is playing phenomenal. Niemann's probably one of the most talented players in the field right now, and still playing 6. So
this week's worth 4 skins.
Yeah, I know. That's why I had to go off the top 40. I still think 2 of these bets are gonna, like 2 out of 3 is gonna win, even if one of them loses, and I feel like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
that's
one week.
How it's been.
How about at any point during the season, once it gets to 5 worth 5 skins, it has to be plus 200 or more.
Okay. Honestly, we might as well start doing that, because then more people are going to win skins. So otherwise, we're just going to pick. We could talk about it more, but
we'll talk about it more as we go forward.
It's going to get to the 5 skins. It's going to be like plus 200. Somebody's going to hit that bet, but then one of us is going to hit a winner, and it's not going to matter.
Yeah,
we'll see. And then next week, if we all win this one, though, we'll definitely like for 5 skins make it have to be like plus 200.
Yeah, it can't be a top 40. First round leader. I did this before you put in your picks, Trev, and I actually put down Joaquin Niemann at plus 5,500. You said, he hasn't like missed a cut this year. Well, one of the big reasons he hasn't missed a cut this year is because he's been so good in the first rounds. T10 in first round scoring average. So I like him as first round leader.
All right. And then in the clubhouse this week, we don't really have much. We're trying to move on from par 3s. So I feel like the main thing we have to actually, let's change it this week from Jordan, because let's go with Ricky Fowler. Will he make the cut?
I'm gonna give a no.
I'm gonna give a yes, just because of how we've reverse jinxed all the players that have been.
I'm gonna go with yes, because I'm riding with the reverse jinx of the who's
logically no, he's not gonna make the cut. But reversed our luck or our I guess fortune for them, yes, they're gonna make the cut.
And then last thing of the week, so one of my friends you remember Kevin from the Bag Room, Trevor?
Yeah.
He just started his own company with a bunch of his friends called Omada Golf. Just want to give them a quick shout out. Their store launched today. They sell like push carts, and they're also doing like content and stuff.
Their videos are kind of good.
Their videos their videos are good. So I mean, very professionally done. We talked today. We might do a pin high times by Omada, like little cross promotion, like YouTube video this summer. We'll like go play somewhere, like a challenge, like maybe like a scramble versus each other.
That'd be kind of cool.
So yeah, go to Omada Golf on Instagram. They have push carts if you need a push cart. From what I've heard, they're pretty good. So go do that. Other than that, we'll see you next week for the WGC. That's going to be a fun one.